of a back-to-back where the Lobos take a thrilling game 1 here at the Isoplex. Welcome back to the Isoplex, everyone. Jonas Tawny alongside our entire MSN crew. We're back with game number 2, the second game of a back-to-back after the Matadors scored 3 in 3.5 minutes in the third period to tie the game, ultimately losing 6-5 in overtime to the University of New Mexico. The Matadors looked like a completely different team going into the third period after being down 3-0 in the first 40 minutes of play. Talking with Ryan Doan before tonight's game, and he was saying that going into the third period, the message was kind of just being keep each other accountable, making sure that, you know, we're a good team. They knew they were able to skate and keep up with the Lobos, and they ultimately showed that in the final third period. They scored 5 goals against the goaltender, Cameron Remdy. They will not be facing him tonight. They'll be facing Max McEachern as he gets gnawed in between the pipes for the Lobos tonight. On the flip side, Thomas Palandra, 1 goal, 5.6 points on the night last night for the defenseman. Zach Ganshaw, I blanked on the name, Zach Ganshaw had the game-winning overtime goal, getting a pass right out in the slot loose and beating Seth Miskevich off a backhand forehand and roofing it to win the game. It was an exciting game last night, a lot more action to hold. 2 more exciting points are up for grabs tonight. Second game of a back-to-back. When we come back, puck drops, lineups, and keys to the game here on the Matador Sports Network. Grab your popcorn, don't go anywhere. It's going to be a great game tonight. We're back here at the Simi Valley Isoplex. Welcome in, everyone. Jonas Tawney alongside of you. And we have another thrilling matchup for you today. Starting lines, we will get to you in one quick second. Del Olmo, Laval, and Harpling are going to be the starting centers for the Lobos. For the Matadors, the starting forwards are going to be Sherman at center, Day and Gantus will be the wingers. For the pair on the blue line, Cutler and Atancio for the Matadors, and for the Lobos, they're going to go back to their bread and butter. It's going to be Ensign and Kaloum. Those were the starting pair yesterday, and they also get the nod on the blue line. They're going to be the officers of the law on the blue line, that is. They're going to hold the line. In between the pipes, Max McKiernan, the graduate goaltender, gets the start for the Lobos, and Christopher Abramian gets the start tonight for the Matadors. Seth Miskevich last night stopping 23 of 29. Actually, wait, no, it was 28 out of 34. Trying to do quick math in my head. He let up 6. That's not, it might have been 29 out of 35, I believe, was the actual final tally. Sherman is set. Laval is set. Referees are set. Sherman wins the draw. We are underway here. Game number 2 at the Isoplex. Lobos took game number 1 last night 5-6 in overtime, as that puck is going to be shot into the back of the net by Kaloum. Hayden Day is going to give chase. Matadors, same jersey matchup as we saw last night in the home blacks with the red trim. Lobos wide aways, red trim. Black pants for both sides with the red trim, red striping down the side, as that one's going to go behind the net. Day's going to give chase back behind his own red line, rim this one back around for Gantus, the other alternate captain. Sherman chips this one along the boards, and Laval gets there first. Back down to Thomas. Thomas is going to get that one. That one's going to hit off the skate of Winnett. That one fired down. Abramian covers right along the blocker. So talking with head coach Brian Anderson, Blake Anderson, apologies. Blake Anderson, he was kind of saying the same thing. You're going to see a lot of the same thing tonight. They can skate, they can play well. They played really well the first 10 minutes, got caught the final 30, and then they played well in the third period. Heads and tails, different hockey club. And I was talking with Ryan Doan before that game. Weaver almost gets this one. That one's going to go out. Thomas will recover this one in the own neutral zone. Rims that one down around. Dusterov gives chase, rims this one back up. Yusuf Poor, the yo-yo, not able to recover this one as it goes back to the Lobos, and they're going to look to get a breakout of their own. Zach Ganshaw, he had the overtime winner last night, assisted by Thomas Palandra. 1 goal and 5 assists for the kid last night. He's one of the players to watch for this Matador squad. That puck's going to fire out of play through the netting. I think it hit someone in the head, but everyone seems to be okay. It's a little bit of a shock, and a fan will get a souvenir. Always nice to come to the rink and get a souvenir when you're not expecting it. Offensive zone draw going to be won by the Lobos, but it will go out of the offensive zone, so they're going to have to regroup. Talking with the New Mexico coach earlier as well, and same thing, playoff mentality, and these guys, they like right where they are. They're able to skate. They're able to play well. McKiernan's going to paddle this one aside down behind. Larson finishes his check along the boards. We'll get you the keys of the game here in a quick second, as that one's going to be fired down. So still some play there. Nice little toe drag. Gutierrez trying to bring out loose out in front. Another shot on goal for the Lobos. Abramian Stones puts the pillows down and says, no, sir. That one's going to get rimmed back around line number 1 out for the Matadors. I believe Atansio's going to get this one through. Ethan Rudin, he draws back into the lineup tonight. He was out for a couple of games, but he's back tonight. So puck gets down into the zone for the Lobos, gets this one out to Del Olmo, gets this one out to Laval with room. Nice stoned by Abramian, and a beautiful catch there to keep this one tied at goose eggs. And that was a beautiful play there by Abramian, maybe a little out of position. A great shot there, though, by, I believe that was Laval who took the shot. Very nicely done there with the glove. Walks him in the face-off, Laval does, but the Matadors recover this one in their defensive zone. Quick shot, going to fly over the crossbar. Laval giving chase, going to get this one in his own offensive zone along the boards. Loose out in front, El Omo. That one's going to get picked off by Ryan Doan. Ryan Doan and Ludlow, they come down. That puck's going to be stopped in the neutral zone, going to be dumped down. Matadors are going to take that dump and chase, get changes. Doan chases after Goldstein. Rushing in, following that one. That one's going to hit off a body. Nice little stick lift there by Dusteroff, able to keep this one in, but the Lobos recover this one as Murakami has this one. That one goes wide. I believe that actually hit off the pad of Abramian. Matador still yet to register a shot on goal. Lobos already have 3 on the evening tonight. Zach Ganshaw streaking down with speed, cuts to the center, not making anything happen. Little pass behind the back. Thomas back up to the point. That shot can be quickly fired, goes to the boards. And the Matadors now getting back on their horse. Muradian comes away with this one. He's going to enter the zone. 2-on-1 chance. That shot loose out in front. And McKiernan is going to smother this one up. Matadors register their first shot on goal. 16:06 left in the period here at the Simi Valley Isoplex. Draw taken the offensive zone. Lobos come down with speed. Here comes Ganshaw streaking all the way down. That one is going to be into the corner. A couple of Matadors giving chase, pinning along the boards, and it's going to be a physical game here for both sides. As we saw a little bit of the physicality show, and you know, this team, this Lobos team, I was talking with Anderson off the scouting. There's a huge hit by Murakami, finishing his check on Hayden Day. But this team doesn't like to get hit. Sometimes they get hit, they take stupid penalties. Murakami almost tips that one into his own net as Ganshaw recovers this one in his own zone. Long stretch past the width of the ice as the Lobos are going to fire this one in behind the net. Little dump and chase, and they're going to get changes here. That one will be fired all the way down. Nice little tip pass by Hayden Day. Nothing goes as it goes out of the offensive zone. Gontus gives chase, recovers this one, and Sherman gets that one back up over to Gontus, back out to Sherman. Nice little give and go there. No one there. But here come the Matadors as Martinez chips this one in, and the Matadors are also going to get changes. We're 5 minutes through here, period number 1. Glad you're with us. Jonas Tunney alongside of our entire MSN crew. We thank you for watching wherever you may be as we are just getting started in this one. That one's going to be chipped down to the end of the ice, and this game's becoming a little bit of a track meet. Cutler flyers this one through. Gutierrez cuts it off. Palandra almost gets this one, rims this back around. Back over to Dana, loose out in front, no one there. That one's going to go into the neutral zone, so Lobos have to regroup. Matadors get changes. As here comes the Matadors, Gontus fires. That one goes wide, and he had a great opportunity there. Caught a loose puck and had a partial breakaway, but does not capitalize on that breakaway. Matadors still recover there. Another shot on goal, as that one's going to be fired down. So I believe Tarani is going to slot back into the defensive side of things, but Anderson's still going to use him kind of as a utility. Del Olmo brings this one in, streaking down with speed, back into the corner, rims this one around to Palandra, still behind the net. Matador's going to get this one out as Peter Larson fires this one all the way up. Long stretch past Yo-Yo. Kevin Yusufborf, found out that was his nickname today. That was a little fun conversation I had with him before the game. That one is going to be, he's going to lose an edge back in the corner. Toncio, though, able to recover this one, keep this one in the neutral zone, at least trying to, but here comes Laval. Laval's going to get this one over to Whittet. Whittet tries to get the pass off, but a great block there using the body. Peter Larson, what a tenacity play, a tenacious play. That's the kind of thing you need here against this Lobos team. That shot going to be fired from distance, and Abramian's going to recover that one. Smothered up. We'll get a stoppage of play here. 13:19 left to go. defensive zone draw for the Matadors. Lobos win this one back. Del Olmo trying to get that centering pass. Doesn't go, and too hard on the pass. A little too hard on the touch. Lobos have to come out and regroup. Abramian will glove that one down. We'll get another stoppage of play, and it'll be another defensive zone draw for the Doors. And we know this about the Lobos team. We saw it last night. They'll shoot from anywhere. If we take a look at today's 3 keys to the game at some point and try and get those in real quick. 3 keys, no sin bin. It's only 60. You got to keep it physical for this Lobos team. They're trying to play with a little more physicality. You got to cook in the kitchen if you're the Matadors. Keep it smart and simple and board it up. You got to win the board battles if you are the Matadors. And winning those board battles, we show, even in the overtime period yesterday, we saw that Yusufpour had a board battle, lost his man, and lost Zach Ganshaw in the kitchen in the slot. If you lose a man like that, especially in overtime, you could have some trouble in the long run. Ludlow shakes his man, comes down with speed, angled shot, going to get tipped away by the netminder of the Lobos. Sherman tries to keep this one in, but here come the Lobos with speed, back checking on the Matadors. That shot going to be locked away, loose out in front, and Ganshaw can't get that one through. Abramian lays the pad on him, says don't enter in this one. Here comes Cutler. Cutler's going to nice little board bank across. Ludlow's going to chip this one in. The Matadors going to get changes. Got to play, like we said, in one of the keys to the game, smart and simple hockey. If you don't play smart and simple, you overcomplicate things for yourself. And the Matadors kind of did that the first couple of periods. They psyched themselves out last night. You know this team is very, very good, very offensive-minded, especially because they are a top 10 team in ACHA West D2. Here they come. Speaking of that offense, Gutierrez tries to get that one through. Doesn't go. Hayden Day recovers this one in the neutral zone. He's going to chip this one through. Icing will be called, and we will get an offensive zone draw for the Lobos. So Huard will take the draw, gets this one back to Thomas. Thomas fires that one. I think that hit off the shaft of Abramian's stick. Duster off, playing this one, battling into the corner, tries to chip it out. Day not there. Quick shot, scores! Nice little 1-T pass. Palandra gets another assist. And Huard, Joshua Huard, will tally another assist. That's 7 points in 2 games. And we're not even 10 minutes into game number 2. Goal comes 8:42 into the first period. Atancio wins this one back. Nice little play there behind the net, and we've seen that a lot from the Lobos. They're able to get quick passing plays off and able to get this one through. Still pinned along the boards. Someone gets back out. Tarani slots back into the defensive. Pass just not there, as that almost happened for almost a giveaway for the Lobos, but the Matadors not able to recover this one. Tarani brings this one in and tries to hold it in. Doesn't. Nice little bump there. Del Olmo goes down. Whittet gets this one back up to Dana. Dana's going to try and shoot this one. Nice block there. And Matador defense out of position. That one's going to hit off a body. Can't get a poke check away. Muradian not sure where that one's. That one slips in and scores. Everyone out of position, not sure where to go, and that's an unruly goal for the Lobos as they go up 0-2 quickly as well. I believe that goal is Andrew Jeffrey. We'll get that scoring to you after the period. So 2 goals in 51 seconds. Let's hope the floodgates don't open. We are going to get a stoppage of play. So we'll get another zone, neutral zone draw. I believe the goal was Andrew Jeffrey. We will get that scoring to you, though, officially fairly quickly. Dusterov chases in the corner. Tries to get this one out. Loose out in front. Ganshaw fires. That one loose back out again. A rebound goes wide as well. And the Lobos floodgates have opened, really pouring on the pressure. That one's going to hit a skate and get loose. Matador's finally able to clear the zone and get this one out. Lobos chasing hard. The forecheck really working for them. Warwick gets this one back out to Yusufpour, back over to Larson. A nice little move there to be able to regain possession. Larson's going to try and fire this one. Hits off a body. They get down to the corner, playing physical now. You can't take too bad of penalties. Cutler tries to pinch in, able to keep that puck in the offensive zone. Lobos recover this one, though. Here they come, back on a breakaway. They have numbers. Murakami streaking down with speed. Just too forward of a pass, not able to get through. Murakami tries to center this one. Poked out in front. Dusterov tries to get this one through. Here comes Warwick chasing down to the Zamboni corner. McKiernan is going to play this one out. Matadors pinning along. Yusufpour not able to get that one through. Warwick down in the corner, and the Matadors going to try and wear out this Lobos defense. They need more than just 3 shots on goal to win this game here. They only have 3. Someone loses an edge. That was Weaver, Nick Weaver, the captain, who just went down. We are 11 minutes underway. Nice reverse hit there by Hunter Kaloum. To lay the body. I think that was on Hayden Day. Puck loose out in front. Palandra not able to recover. Cutler gives chase, tries to get this one out. Still loose along the boards. That one almost out in front. Gutierrez almost had a grade A opportunity, as that one is going to be gloved down by Abrami, and it's another shot on goal for the Lobos, and they are pouring it on right now. The floodgates have opened, and this isn't the best for the Lobos, or for the Matadors. If you're the Lobos, this is right where you want to be. So draw going to be one back. That puck going to find some bodies and bounce in the middle of no man's land. Dusterov pinches along the corner. Another board battle here. Loose out in front. Tarani gives chase. Centering. That was dangerous pass. Doan gets this one through. Ludlow comes down with speed, trying to beat the icing. He will not. Kaloum gets there first, and it'll be another defensive zone draw for the Matadors. It's just unfortunate. You cannot change while you're here. So draw going to be won by the Lobos. Quick shot going to hit off a body. Here comes Ludlow. Ludlow comes in with speed. He has Doan and Tarani with him. That one going to get poked out. Still in the offensive zone. But here come the Lobos as that puck's going to get back down. Nice little stick lift. Body going to go down, but the Matadors recover this one. Doan gets this one out. Lobos going to recover in the neutral zone. Chip this one in. They're going to get changes. So smart line change there for the Lobos. As Dusterov fires this one out to Doan. Doan's going to find Gontu streaking down, but going to get stopped away. Gutierrez stretch pass down to Ward. He already has one on the night. Gutierrez with speed flying down, trying to wrap around, gets bumped off the puck by Atancio, who's going to rim this one around to the point, but Thomas gets there first. That shot going to be fired right into the glove of Abramian. And we'll get another stoppage of play. So puck going to be one down. Gutierrez tries to chip that one. Sherman going to chip this one up. Going to get into the netting, and we will get another stoppage of play. 7-11. Go get your Slurpee. 7-11 left to go in the first period. Matador still down by 2, and they're down by 7 in the shots category. Thomas not able to hold that one at the line as they will have to regroup. Tancio tries to glove this one down, just slips through the glove. Ward gives chase, tries to get that one out to Martinez. Does not go. Day tries to get this one down, and get the puck off. Martinez playing in the boards, doesn't come away with it. Gutierrez takes a shot, hits off a couple of bodies. Pelandra almost had it on a silver platter on a wide open net. Doesn't go. Gutierrez recovers this one, circling around the net, looking for that pass up to the point. Back to Thomas. Thomas gonna fire this one. Tipped out in front, goes wide. Kalum gets this one back down to the corner. He gets pinched by Gontus. I believe that's Dusterov back there, who had it back out to the point. Great chance for Gutierrez. Hits a couple of bodies in front. Doesn't even make it to the net. Tries to get this one out, but the Matadors not able to clear it. Gutierrez still keeps this one in the zone as they try to rim it around. Nice play there by the Lobos, but a pass going to be super errant. Matadors going to get quick changes here. No icing, as that was a pass by the Lobos that went all the way down. It's not a pass that you want. You were pressuring the zone. It's okay. You're able to reset this one up. Nice play there. Going to go back to Cutler, but Gutierrez still going to be victor on that board battle. Gets this one chipped up. Gontus and Gutierrez, the battle of the 20s. Going at it. Gontus the victor of that one as he gets this one loose out in front. And the Matadors have the numbers. It's a 4-on-2 chance. They try to chip this one up, and that one's going to be... Chance is going to kind of be brought down. The Matadors are not doing a very good job at the dump and chase. They're just trying to get pucks in deep, which obviously a very cliche thing to do if you are a hockey player, but still sometimes that doesn't always work. You got to sometimes enter the zone, as Warwick does here. Tries to go deep, tries to circle this one back around. He does. Passes it back up to Tirani at the point. Tirani shoots, tipped out in front, goes wide. Lobos recover this one. They get this one through. Top line for the Matadors, Yusufpour, Warwick, and Larson. Lobos come now. With it with speed, chips this one in. Delomo coming in. He gets this one back. Yo-Yo, Kevin Yusufpour chips this one out. He has the speed to go all the way. That one's going to get picked off by Larson, but it's going to be an offsides if they were to touch that one, and that's an unfortunate break for the Matadors. An unlucky break as they almost had that one. That will go into the netting in the bench, and we'll get a stoppage of play in a neutral zone draw. 4:40 left to go here in the first period. Murakami wins this draw back, gets that one back to Ensign. Chasing is Doan, but Lobos recover this one. A loose pops out in front for the Matadors. Pass intended for Yusufpour. Doan gets it hit in the face, and are we going to have a penalty? I think the puck just caught him up high in the face, so it'll be a stoppage of play. No penalty for the Lobos, but a neutral zone draw. It will be a penalty, actually, so Matadors go on the zone. No blood. It will be Bodie Ensign who will sit for two. 15:33 into the first. 2 minutes for high sticking. Matadors have a chance to get their power play to work. Cutler fires this one. Rebound loose out in front. No avail as Hayden Day has to get this one back out to Doan. Chips this one down to Day, back out to Doan, playing a little catch, trying to play keep away from this Lobos defense. Fires this one down, back to Sherman, back out to Day, loses it in the skate. Doan keeps this one in the zone, but the Lobos recover, lose an edge, they'll slap it out. No icing due to the penalty kill. And that one's going to be rimmed around. Aaron Cutler brings this one up, drop pass, back out. Long stretch pass for Sherman. He's going to try and get this one in, but going to go offsides, get this one back out to Doan. Over to Cutler. Cutler settles this one, fires this one in. Sherman coming down with speed, beating Laval on that dump and chase. Battle of the 17, Sherman victorious in this one. Gontus trying to chip this one out. Cutler not able to recover that one. That one gets loose in the official skate. Not a good look there as we are halfway through the man advantage. A weak pass by Doan, but the Matadors able to recover this one. Sherman comes down with speed. Strong pass. Gontus recovers this one along the boards. Laval rims this one back around. And Warwick not able to keep this one in the zone. Gets this one back out to Tirani. Probably one last chance here for the Matadors as the time expiring on the man advantage. 3 minutes left to go in period number 1. Tarani skates in with speed, with size, circles back, tries to get this one back up. He does. Back over to Yusufpour. Yusufpour back over to Atancio at the point. Chips this one around, back down to Yusufpour, looking for options, centering out front. Stolen by McTiernan, and what a save by the graduate netminder. Grade A transfer of the Matadors as they are unable to pot it. So 15 seconds left to go in the man advantage for the Doors, and that's probably the best chance they're going to get. It'll be an offensive zone draw for them. Warwick taking the draw. It's top line for the Matadors. Warwick, Yusufpour, and Larson. Lobos win this one, recovered, loses an edge, no penalty, gets this one back out to Yusufpour, looking for options, stretch pass across the ice, shot by Atancio, loose out in front, that one's going to go wide. Time winds down, Matadors unsuccessful on the man advantage. Lobos going to get a change, and that's a turnover by the Lobos. Larson, stretch pass over across, fires, stolen by McKiernan, loose out front, scores! Kevin Yusufpour, he's cooking something in the kitchen right out in the slot. Redeems himself from the breakaways last night while it wasn't a power play goal. CSUN halves the lead. It's Kevin Yusufpour on even strength. 17 minutes, 45 seconds into the first period. It's a one-goal game as the Matadors have their lead in the Lobos. Looking to try and make it a two-goal game. That puck going to get loose in the skate. That one firing down. Here come the Lobos. Weaver's going to shoot this one down. Abramian is just going to play this one out. He's going to cover it. So that one going to be fired back down. Shot back. Weaver looking for options. Apologizes. Gutierrez loose out in front. That one's going to go wide. Good centering pass in the slot, but just shoots it a little too hard. Goes a little wide and high. And not very handsome. This one gets down to the boards. Loose still at the point. Thomas trying to look for options. Doan playing the body. Here come the Matadors. As Joseph Gomez, the healthy scratch last night, still playing tonight though. Doan gets this one through. Matadors going to recover this one. Nice pass by Ludlow. Here comes Doan. Can keep this one in the point. Tries to center that one down into the boards. It'll go to the Zamboni corner. Sherman gives chase. But Cook gets there first. Gets this one back out to Palandra. Palandra's going to fire this one over. Thomas is going to lose an edge. Loose out front. Sherman gets stoned on the partial breakaway. And that could have been, that's the equalizer there, the difference maker of the save. Could have been the equalizer in that one. Another turnover by the Lobos, but Thomas recovers this one back in his own zone. Getting stick lifted. Gontus wins that board battle. Loose out in front. Fires up. Chips up. Matadors recover this one. They don't recover this one in the offensive zone as it fires down. Cutler plays back. Ward gets this one over to Palandra. Palandra is going to get this one back to Ward. Back to Palandra. Centering out in front. Loose out in front. Bramian covers this one, and it's going to be saved as he freezes in. And we're getting a little chippy play here. Sherman and Gutierrez going out. Now it's Gontus and Gutierrez as the referee's trying to get in the way, and it's a little chippy down. Referee falls. And officials have to break it up. And we have some more action with Palandra and Dusteroff. And Palandra's going to get tossed. Officials have had enough. It looks like they're going to toss a couple of people. We're going to wait for the calls. So I think Palandra is done for the night. Gontus is going to sit in the bin. We'll see what the calls are. So officials are going to talk it through. So I'm not sure if Gontus is gone, but little pushing and shoving. It started with Gutierrez and with Sherman. Gutierrez gave a little cross-check. Sherman gave a little cross-check back, and then the extracurricular started happening. Everyone was going around. Nice little scrum, getting in their extracurricular activities before final season. So we're going to wait on the call here while we do that. We're going to take a look at the standings. So the Matadors tied GCU in points after last night. They're currently tied for 5th place with 6 points even. UCLA sitting at the bottom of the table with 4. UNM and ASU tied for 1st with 10 points. LMU and NAU tied for 3rd with 8. That's around the WCHC in Division 2. I just want to give a shout out to our cameraman, Angel Gagu, providing that thrilling shot. Great shot by him. Officials discussing. I'm curious to see what's going to go on. Oh, to be a fly on that wall. Or, I guess, a stanchion on that board. As they're discussing this one. Hayden Day, the captain for the Matadors, patiently waiting. To see what the calls are going to be. I think we're going to have some final calls here soon. But what a first period. So even strength goal for all 3 goals. Ward and Jeffrey score the first 2 51 seconds apart at 8:42 and 9:33. That makes it an 0-2 game. But Kevin Yusufpour redeems himself. Finds himself right in the slot. Getting those greasy goals, getting in. 17:45 into the first. So really interesting fact, the ACHA D2 rankings came out yesterday. LMU, UNM, NAU, ASU, and GCU, that's 5 out of the 7 teams in the WCHC. They're all within the top 20 of the rankings. UNM sitting at number 10, CSUN essentially on the outside looking in, and I think with the way they've played this weekend, they have a potential shot at becoming number 20. They didn't play well against LMU, missed one of their best players, and resulted in losing Ethan Yang after he missed that LMU game. There was no energy in that game. When I was talking with head coach Blake Anderson about it, there was absolutely no energy. The legs were slow, they were heavy, they could not skate. And LMU just made an absolute tomfoolery of CSUN during that game. I think we're going to see some calls here very soon. I think the officials are looking at it. So I want to remind you that all games that are streamed are brought to you by the Associated Students of Cal State Northridge. And I'd love to go back onto the YouTube stream. I actually kind of want to see if it happens. We won't have a replay of it. But I'd love to go back and see what happens. I'll try and describe it as best as I can. I mean, that is my job. That is why I'm here. So the play happened. The Lobos streak in with a nice little breakout. Puck saved out in front. Abramian's going to recover. Oh, it was Sherman who started it. He instigated it. And then there was some pushing and shoving. And then Gontus got involved in it. And then essentially a fight broke out with Gontus and Gutierrez. They're playing around. And then I believe it was Palandra and Dusterhoff started jawing. And then Palandra just goes at Dusterhoff, tears his helmet off. Essentially out of no reason. I wonder if there was something said to Palandra. Officials, I think, they gave like the toss symbol, like get out of here. Palandra still had some words. But I think we're going to see, it looked like, I think Gontus might have gotten a 10-minute unsportsmanlike conduct play because the officials was dragging over. That looked to be Gutierrez and Gontus. He gave the double toss. I think Gontus will be done for the game, and I think Gutierrez will be done for the game. We are going to get official rulings for you here as soon as possible. So that'll be a lengthy discussion with our stats keeper, Danya, who's doing a phenomenal job for us here at the hockey games. I want to give a huge shout out to her as well. I think the officials are close to making their final calls. Captains get the word. Hayden Day gave a thumbs up, and there's some jumping and going and extracurriculars in the CSUN bench. I think the CSUN Matadors are going to go on a man advantage. So I think the Matadors are going to go a 5-on-4 here. They had some very good chances. Yes, they are. Tristan Spranger's going to skate over to the box. He's going to serve a 5-minute major. I'm sure you could tell in the inflection of my voice, I was not expecting a 5-minute major. So the fun thing about this penalty, if CSUN scores on the 5-minute major, the penalty does not expire. So they get to score as many times as they can within the 5 minutes. They still have the man advantage. I believe it will be a 5-minute unsportsmanlike conduct or some sort of that. We're going to have that call for you at the end of the period, but it took place at 19 minutes and 29 seconds. So we'll get all of these for you here shortly. As the Matadors going to win this one back. They would love a goal here as that one's going to go through. Fires down, hits a body, Atancio. Going to get this one through. I think Matadors are going to be a little energetic, showing that they have a 5-minute penalty right out in front. McKiernan covers this one. Referees quick to the crease. Not sure if you saw that, but they don't want any more pushing and shoving. But I was talking with Blake, head coach Blake Anderson, and this is exactly what he said. Someone give him a psychic job. He can see the future. He was talking about you're going to get physical in this game. They get physical, and they're going to take dumb penalties. And they did. They took a dumb penalty that leads to a 5-minute power play. Loose out in front. That one not going to go. I think Yusufpour doesn't get all of that one. Still out in front. Time winding down. Yusufpour recovers. Has to take a shot. Passes that out. Centers this one out. Not able to get a shot off, and time's going to expire. So 2-1 going into the 18-minute intermission. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the intermission report here on the MSN YouTube channel. Welcome back to the first period intermission, or I should say welcome, not welcome back. This is the only intermission report we do. Welcome to the first period intermission report brought to you by the Associated Students of CSUN, where the Lobos lead 2-1 with, they lead 2-1 after the first period. Shots are 10-13 in favor of the Lobos. Matadors really picked it up after the first 10 minutes, and that really happened because of the penalty that Ensign took on the Lobos. He took a 2-minute for slashing at 15:33. Matadors able to get a couple of chances, and Kevin Yusufpour redeeming himself after missing a couple of breakaways last night. Pots one in tonight, assisted by Larson and Warwick. The 2 goals for the Lobos, scored by Horde, assisted by Palandra. And let me grab my boards real quick. I don't have all the names memorized, but I have a good amount. That is Gutierrez. He got the assist. And it will be Jeffrey who scored the first goal, assisted by Witt and Laval. So those will be the point scorers for the first 3 goals. Main story of the period. We've got to go back. You don't have to go back too far into the first period. 30 seconds in. 30 seconds left in the period. A little scrum that happened down at the side of the net. Gontus and Gutierrez going at it. They'll get coincidental minors for roughing at 19:29. So when 18:31 hits on the second period, they'll be able to come back after the whistle. The big call, Matadors, on a 5-minute major. They have 4 minutes and 29 seconds left in the second period. When they start the period, they will be at 5-on-4 for 4.5 minutes. That comes from Thomas Palandra. Palandra gets 5 in a game for holding the helmet, so he's done for the night, and that's good news for the Matadors. He's been a Matador killer. He's been able to set up plays, be a playmaker. He has 7 points in the first in 4 periods of hockey. I should say 4.5 because of overtime last night that he assisted on. Man played really, really well. He's done for the night due to the play that happened with Dusterov. He held his helmet, tore it off, and that is a 5 and a game for Thomas Palandra. So serving that will be his teammates, and they will come back on. So it's a 5-on-4 for the CSUN Matadors. Got about 5 minutes left in intermission. Don't go anywhere. 5-on-4 action. Matadors trailing by 1 here on the MSN Network. Welcome back to the second period. Puck drop moments away. I'm Jonas Tawney. That's the sum of our ambition right there. 2-1 as University of New Mexico leads by 1. Time expiring in the intermission. And you can see serving the penalty is Tristan Spranger. He'll sit for another 4 minutes and 29 seconds after the 5-minute major. That's an odd call. Holding to the head is technically was the call. And so the reason that the reason that penalty happened was because of the play that happened with Palandra and Dusterhoff down in the corner. Palandra holding on to Dusterhoff's helmets and ripped it off. Can't do that. That's 5 in a game, so Palandra is done for the night. He will not be on the ice anymore. So he'll sit for another 4 minutes and 29 seconds. Palandra is in the locker room. He'll hit the showers early. And if you're the Matadors, you're happy to see that. He was one of the biggest playmakers on the Lobos side, setting up a couple of goals. He already set one up tonight. He assisted on Huard's goal, 8:42 into the game. So shots on goal for the first period, UNM has 13, CSUN has 10. It's a 2-1 score, and the Matadors, instead of taking them 41 minutes to lose the shutout, they lose it in 17. So they half the score, or half the time. Major improvement. We're ready up here. Hayden Day is going to win that drop. All right, Kyle Warwick, power play 1. Is out for the Matadors. Warwick, Larson, and Yusufpour, Atancio, and Tarani back on the blue line. As speaking of Tarani, Mr. Syrup sneaks through, tries to get that one through the legs. Not able to, but Larson gives chase, trying to shake off Kaloum. He does, gets this one down to Warwick. Warwick centering out in front, no one there. Yusufpour not able to get the shot off. Back down, centering out in front. Lobos get there. Little puck battle in open ice. Lobos going to clear this one down. And instead of having a 2-minute power play, you got to do this for another 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Matadors score. Penalty still stays on the board. So they look to get another breakout going. Long pass up into the neutral zone. Tarani, nice little move. Yusufpour waiting. Tarani streaking in, fires off the pillow, sneaks under. I think that actually went in the padding of McKiernan. But either way, it's a shot on goal for the Matadors. 3:33 left in period number 2. Or 3:33 on the man advantage. Apologies, in period number 2. That draw going to be 1. Hayden Day keep this one back over to Gomez. Gomez gets this one down to Day. Doan wide open on the wing. I'd be not surprised if he gets the puck over to him. Pass, one-timer, not able to pull the trigger. That one shot going to hit the side of the net. Does not fall through. That one's still down in the corner. Sherman recovers this one. Broke his stick last night. Hopefully he has a piece of lumber that doesn't shatter tonight. Hayden Day gets this one down. Yeah, no, that was Gontus that got that down today. Wait, no, that was not Gontus. That was Doan. Numbers are getting a little mixed up here. That puck going to fly out. Doan gets this one back down. Not Gutierrez. That was Cook. But the Lobos will clear the zone. Matadors have to regroup. Long ribbon by Cutler. Sherman blocks the puck entry. And nice little play there by Doan. But the Matadors have to regroup once more. A nice little dump and chase there. And the Matadors really trying to force this dump and chase here. As Connor Cook gets there. Not boarded, but bumped away. Hayden Day gets this one over to Doan. He's going to settle that one. Playing a catch with his captain. Doesn't keep this one cleanly, battling along the boards. Weaver recovers this and gets this one the length of the ice. 2 minutes now. Now you go to the 2-minute penalty kill. You have to have a 2-minute minor penalty kill approach. You already killed off the majority of the major penalty, which is 5 minutes. Cutler streaking in, able to recover this one. Takes the quick shot, goes wide, and it's going to bounce back around as Doan looking to get their first, beats Laval to the Zamboni corner. Going to chip this one through. Bad turnover. Whitted gets to that one first as he's going to try and chip this one in, rim this one back around. Abramian's going to come out, play this one. Doan's going to come back with it. Get this one over, and here come the Matadors on a breakout. Minute and a half left to go on the man advantage. If they can't score on the 5-minute man advantage, that's going to be a huge loss for them. They need a couple more chances. They only have one shot on goal in the man advantage thus far. Here they come once more. That one's going to get poked away. Tarani's going to let that one go. Larson almost loses. Sorry, that was Warwick who almost loses this one. Power play one back out. Yusufpour gives chase. That one going to be rimmed out, stopped by Tarani. Gets that one out to Doan after Larson got a touch on that one down in the corner. This one going to be played through. Still down. That one gets loose. Whittick gets there first, trying to poke this one away. Matadors recover this one at the blue line. They're going to get this one down to Doan. Doan's going to try and get it through to Larson. He does. Not enough. That one's going to be through the legs of Larson. And it looks like the Lobos, they have all the momentum on the penalty kill swinging their way. And this is not a good look for the Matadors. You want to be able to score on this man advantage. As here Warwick comes. That one's going to get stripped away. Going to hit off the stick of Atancio. Still go the length of the ice. Goes down 200 feet. So they need to get one more chance. The Matadors coming down with speed. Stretch pass up to Tarani. Just poked it up. Tarani trying to fly down. Beats his man. Sherman gets there. Time expires on the man advantage, so nothing to avail with the 5-minute man advantage. And that's a little disappointing if you're the Matadors. But there's always an age-old myth in hockey where the team on the penalty kill has the advantage going into the next period. So that one gets shaken loose. Kaloum with speed shields off Sherman. That one's going to get down. Ward Weaver now coming down, makes a move. That one going to hit off. Still behind the net. Abramian out of position, but gets back in. Here come the Matadors. They have the numbers as they look to start a rush, but back-checking are the Lobos. Loses this puck. Nice play by Weaver as someone goes down. Gets a check to the head. No penalty. That looks to be Gomez who goes down. Matadors recover this one. Stretch pass up, going to hit off the stick of Gomez, and Gomez still bent over. He's going to get off the ice. And Gontus and Gutierrez, they finally get a whistle. It's the first one of the period. Lobos win this one back. Dana fires this one through traffic, gonna go to the opposite corner. That one gets rimmed around and out of the zone. Dana still recovers this one. Plays this one up to Del Olmo. Del Olmo goes offside. Lobos get caught for jumping offside. And we'll get a reset. So a neutral zone draw. As Lobos win this one, they're going to try and dump that one in. It's going to hit a body along the penalty box side, but they still come away with it. Dana getting chased by Maradian. The Lobos enter the zone. Here they come, trying to wrap this one around. Gets this one out in front, poke checked away. Jeffrey gets this one back. Out into the boards. As that one's going to get loose. Giving chase is Maradian. Apologies, that was Kevin Volkov wearing number 24. And here comes the Matadors. Horrible turnover. No icing there, though, but the Matadors almost had a chance on the turnover. Goldstein's going to get changes. Top line for the Matadors. coming out. Larson, Yusufpour, and Warwick. Larson chasing down to the offensive zone. That puck is going to go wide. A little chipped over to Yusufpour. He's going to come down with speed. He's actually going to dump it in. Rim this one around. Dana's going to get there as he's going to try and chip it back. But Matadors get there first. Larson gets stick lifted down behind the net. And Thomas is going to put on the brakes and try to start a breakout of their own. Still a 1-goal game here in period number 2. Jonas Tawney alongside our entire MSN crew. That one gets rimmed around. Dusteroff going to give chase, but the Lobos going to get there first. They look to play possession along the board side. That one hits a body, and Bramian is going to calmly put the trapper over it and slow the game down. So 12:45 left here in the second. 11-14 are the shots. 2-1 is the score. So Matadors looking to get something. Ganshaw has this one. Tries to center it. No one there. From the point. That one going to hit off the blocker. Loose out in front. Matadors get this one through. Still not able to get this one. Here comes Ganshaw. Makes a couple of moves around. Looking, gets poke checked away. Matadors have the numbers. Do they have the speed? Here comes Gontouz. Gontouz tries to make a move, tries to sneak it 5-hole, does not go. Thomas not able to clean and recover it. Now he does. Still gets it along the boards. Playing along the entrance for the Matadors. Weaver makes a move to get this one out. Playing back down. Nice little poke check there by Atancio. He's going to recover this one. Could be coming down with speed. Thomas gets there first. Across the width of the ice. Here comes Ward, and they're going to jump offside once more. So Matadors fall to 0-2 on the penalty kill, or on the power play. .57 left to go in the second period. As the Matadors try to win this draw, they don't. Neutral zone puck chipped all the way down as Shibler is going to rim this one in for Howard. Howard's going to center that one. No one there. Back at the point, but the Lobos have to regroup. Here come the Matadors. That's Larson. Apologies. Ludlow chasing down with speed. Abramian going to try and paddle this one away. Lobos get there first down at the Zamboni corner. As they're playing this one along on the box side. Shot from the point, going to hit some traffic and die. Here come the Matadors. Gomez going down with speed, getting chased by Kaloum. Kaloum not going to get stick lifted as Matadors, though, recover this one in the offensive zone. Puck going to hit the official, going to be pinned along the boards by the Lobos. Matadors almost get this one out. Gomez giving chase, getting bumped a little bit along the boards by Horde. Hord's going to get this one loose, and here come the Lobos. Bad positioning there from Donuts. He could have picked off that pass. Shibler going to bring this one in, enters the zone cleanly, dumps it down. Tarani recovers this one as he's behind. A little bit of a collision there, no interference penalty. Nice pass out in front to get the breakout going. There's a breakout pass. Here comes Tarani. Tarani tries to get this one down. No one there as Ludlow could not cleanly handle it. He's going to go down along the boards. Tarani recovers this one. He's going to look to get it back over to the point. Tries to center this one down and fires it through traffic. McKiernan will smother this one up, and we will get a whistle. So officials checking the net. Face-off draw, we're underway as puck tries almost loose out in front. Matadors almost had a grade A chance there. Here come the Lobos. They have speed. Dana streaking down, trying to get this one over, but a great play by Dusteroff as he breaks up the chance. But a bad pass there. Dana recovers this one along the boards, tries to get this one through, goes back behind the net. Battling along the boards are the Matadors and the Lobos. That's Whittet and Dusteroff who have it pinned along the Zamboni corner. Puck's going to break free. Centers it back behind the net. Back out to the point is Jeffrey. Jeffrey fires through traffic, hits off his skate, and will go out of play. 10:02 left to go. Halfway through regulation here. 2 seconds over halfway. Draw one back by the Matadors. Board pass up to Yusufpour. Yusufpour gonna fly this one through, almost gets a saucer off. Here comes Larson. Larson not able to recover this one, still in the zone. Warwick trying to chase down, but they regroup back and try not to get caught on the back check as they a little chip and charge, dump and chase, whatever you will, as Laval is gonna dump this one in. Back out to Whittet. Whittet's gonna rim this one back around to Dana. Dana almost gets caught offside. Matadors try to get this one through. It's going to still stay in play. Yusufpour, nice stick lift there on Laval, but he makes a move, able to get this one out. Matadors still recover. This one going to be chipped in. Larson streaking in. Jeffrey's going to jump this one through. No stick lift there from Dusteroff as he'll get a change. That one going to go down for Ganshaw. It's a 1-on-2, but he can get through with some speed. Puts on the brakes. Looks for options. Passes this one back through traffic. Abrami loose out in front. Had no idea where it was. Got a lucky break there as that one just sails through the crease, and Matadors looking to clear the zone. Here comes Yusufpour. He has the speed. He beats Jeffrey down throughout, and no one there as he can't get this one through. Bad pass back by Warwick. He was not able to get this one or get that one to his counterpart of Yusufpour. Yusufpour gonna slap this one to Larson. Larson streaking in, fires on net, patted away by McKiernan. Almost gets blocked there by Cook. Sherman is going to battle off Cook, shed his defender. Weaver comes down, gets bumped along the boards by Atancio. Beautiful pinch there by Atancio, able to strip the puck away. Matadors dump this one down. Hayden Day giving chase, no icing. And the Matadors forecheck, when they get going, they can get dangerous for 8 minutes left to go in the second period. That one's going to get over to Cook. Cook's going to make a move. That one going to stay in the zone, and Gontus is actually going to elect to regroup and take this one out. Hayden Day tries to kick this one through, still loose out in the neutral zone. And Sherman almost had this one. Here comes Murakami. Murakami streaking down the side with speed. Circles back, chips this one over. Loose right out in front, centering pass. No one there. Huge hit, and Abramian goes down. Shibler getting some words. Abramian goes down after a hit, though. Scary stuff if you're the Matadors. Everyone looks to be okay. Abramian looks to be good. He's taking a second to get some water and kind of recover and make sure everyone gets changes. So we will have an offensive zone draw for the Lobos. Defensive zone draw for the Matadors. So 7:40 left to go in the second. 12-14 are the shots on goal. Lobos only have one on goal. Matadors have two. Puck won by the Lobos. Tries to get that one back out. Michigan attempts, no one to go. Loose wraps that around. Abramian smothers this one up. Another two shots on goal. They get saved by the Matadors of the goaltender, Abramian. So 7.5 left to go here in the second period. We'll do it all over again as this one will finally be won by the Matadors, but a giveaway right out in front. Abramian gloves this one down and makes another crucial save to keep the lead at 1 for the Lobos. So puck one back, but Lobo's able to keep this one in the zone. Shibler fires this one through traffic, and Abramian also smothers this one up. A lot of shots from the Lobos. We've seen this over and over, time and time again. They're just firing on net, shot after shot after shot after shot. And they're able to slowly wear down the netminder. That one's going to go through, paddled away by Abramian. Here comes Larson. Yusupor streaking all the way down. But that pass is going to be intercepted by Gutierrez. Fires over to Ensign. Ensign, that one almost gets picked off by Larson. Chipped down into the Zamboni corner. Dusterov giving chase. He'll get there first. Pinned along the boards, though. Warwick comes away with this one cleanly. Here comes Warwick. Warwick flies this one up. Yusupor with speed almost has it. And they're trying to get this one to Yusupor. He can fly with speed. When he gets a breakaway chance, he's very deceptive with it. Lobos have to regroup as they go offside. Here comes Ensign, looking, beating his man. Backhand goes wide. Matadors get there first. Yusupor almost has a chance, but Larson gets this one back over to Warwick. Warwick fans on the shot. Going to be out of the offensive zone for the Matadors. They're going to fire this one in. Hits off the skate of Kaloum. Matadors going to get changes here as Kaloum. Long stretch pass down the width of the ice, and you have a man caught back. Here they come. Lobos fire, misses. Martinez catches a lucky break as he's not in the back check. Still loose out in front in the slot. No one goes. Matadors recover this one. Not able to clear this one out of the zone. Jeffrey doesn't get the shot off correctly. As Dustrov's going to get this one through. Larson's going to clear this one. Yusupor almost had this one. Larson still recovers it, though. Neutralized. Crossing the center ice line. Going to chip this one in. McKiernan's going to pat it away. Sherman's going to recover this one back out to Larson. Larson looking to wrap this one. Right out in front, no one there. Jeffrey gets this one, recovers it. Tries to bring this one through. He does. Zone clears. Larson gets changes. As here they come. Pass out right to the high slot. Loose. Out in front. Matadors clear back. Icing hand goes up. Giving chase, though, is Gontus. Gontus, that's touched by the goalie. There's no icing because goalie touched it, but they still called it. There's some confusion, so I'm curious where the draw is going to be. It's going to be a neutral zone draw. It was not the best call by the official due to the touch on the goalie. So the goalie touching it completely negates the icing. The officials just called it a little too soon. So we'll have another neutral zone draw. 5:20 left to go here in the second period. Gontus going to try and chip this one through. Ganshaw recovers this one. Almost gets that one poked away. He does. Still goes down to the corner. Weaver recovers it. Still loose out on the boards along the half wall. Going to get fired down to the neutral ice. Here come the Matadors. Gontus not able to cleanly recover this one. Weaver gets this one out to Ganshaw. Ganshaw looking for options as he peels back along the boards. Back over, checked along. Still loose out in the boards. Battling for it as that one gets rimmed around. Thomas gets there. Back from Murakami, back over to Weaver. Weaver takes a shot from the point. That one's going to hit Hayden Day. But that's the glue guy you want in your captain. Another shot from Thomas with through traffic. Matador's going to clear this one out. Giving chase is Sherman. He's battling all the way back. Goalie to make sure not to come out and touch that. And Cook gets there first, so that will be an icing call. 4.5 left to go here in the second. Matadors still only have 2 shots on goal. Lobos have 6 throughout this period. So Matadors not able to win that one as the Lobos recover this one. Huard gets this one up to Kaloum. Kaloum fires this one through traffic way wide as it hits the netting right over the crossbar. And we'll get another stoppage of play. So the Warwick line comes back out. It's going to be Latz, Warwick, Larson, Tarani's also going to come on. Draw one by. Still a little unclear, but the Lobos get there first. Pass right out in front. Nice pass there. Centering loose out in front. Schibler not able to get that one cleanly off. Beautiful saves by Abramian as he's able to slam the door shut after a couple of rebounds. That one going to be taken back loose. That one's going to clear the zone. Yusupor streaking down. Ensign's going to clear this one in. Matadors recover it. Strong cross-ice pass as they come streaking down. Warwick drops this one back off for Yusupor. Yusupor fires off the blocker. Warwick recovers out in front. No one there as Shibler recovers it. Gets this one back up to Huard. Huard coming down. Beats his man. Centering. No one there. Ensign claps her. Not able to go loose and not able to recover this one. Kaloum tries to get this one through. Tipped out in front. Loose. No one there. That one through again. No one. And that one is going to be covered and saved by Abramian. So a couple of rebounds and loose puck battles. But Abramian definitely been the difference maker thus far. Draw going to get back to Jeffrey. Back down. And the Matadors are able to clear this one. They're able to clear the zone. No offside as they fire this one. That one's going to be a sharp angle. Matadors recover this one. Chips this one along the board. Streaking down was Ludlow. Doan recovers this one, but gets that one stripped away. Back out to Ganshaw. Ganshaw's going to get that one poked away. Jeffrey recovers this one up at the point. He's going to cycle that one down to Ganshaw. Jeffrey recovers this one back up. Makes a move. That one's going to hit some traffic, bounce up in the air. Ganshaw recovers. Jeffrey not able to recover that one cleanly in the zone, so Lobos have to regroup. Back out, otherwise an offside would be called. Down. Martinez not able to cleanly field it. Loose out in front. That one hits a body. I believe that one hit Doan, but Doan now comes down, tries to make a move. He's going to get hit. Ganshaw goes down after getting hit by his own man. Dana's going to fire this one up over to Murakami. Murakami gets this one up to Weaver. Weaver being pinched by Martinez. Gets burned. Sherman, though, there to defeat the centering pass. But this one will fly all the way down to neutral zone. 2 minutes left to go here in the second period. Dusterov back to Sherman. Sherman fires this one in. Gontus giving chase. He's going to beat there first. Actually, it'll be Thomas, but that one will be flied up. Still chipping away at it is Gontus. Murakami comes away with it now. Gontus trying to get there first as the Matadors keep this one in the zone. Sherman able to recover this one. Looking for options. It's actually Atancio wrapping around. Almost has it. No goal. Atancio comes away with that one. Shot hits some bodies in the field. No goal as Gontus gets that one back out for Cutler. Cutler's going to get this one back. That's probably one of the best chances Matadors have had all period. A wide open net. Atancio just gets stoned. But here come the Lobos. Lobos coming down. That one's going to get poked away. Almost getting caught on a change. Here they come, but puck in the skate of a Lobo. No avail of the breakout that could have happened. That one flied down to the Zamboni corner. Loose gets through. Sherman waiting for the defense. Lobos cycle this one back. Cook shoots this one down off the boards. Now Loose out in front with 50 seconds exact left in the second period as Abramian puts the trapper over that one and covers it up. So 50 seconds left to go here in the second period. That draw one back, Loose out in front, no one there. Here comes Yusupor. Yusupor still no options there. So that one, Yusupor chasing. No one there. Yusupor still the lone goal scorer for the Matadors as the Lobos rim this one in. Laval giving chase. He'll get there. He'll beat Tarani as he gets that one back out to Cook. Gonna skate this one back. Yusupor battling away. Turnover. Here come the Matadors. They have numbers. Shot not able to get off by Larson. Circles back around. Tries to center this one out. And that one's going to be saucered away. Here come the Lobos.
quick rush in transition, not able to get the move off. That one's gonna go loose, and the Matadors, 5 seconds left. They gotta make something happen. Skied up, Yusupor still onside. No, he's offside. So half a second left to go here. Yusupor almost had a grade A opportunity. I would not be surprised if there's a shot here by the Lobos. They try to attempt a shot. Nothing happens. So no goal scoring, a lot of playmaking in that penalty. We're still at the score of 2-1. 20 minutes of hockey left to go in this Division II back-to-back matchup. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the third period of action coming up for you on the MSN YouTube channel. 40 minutes underway, 20 minutes left to go here. Jonas Tani alongside of you. That scoreboard shot some of our ambition. 2-1. UNM still leads by 1. Clean period, no penalties. The Matadors had a grade A chance. 4 minutes and 29 seconds on the major penalty kill. Only had 1 shot on goal that entire penalty. They only had 4 shots on goal the previous period. The previous 20 minutes of play for the Lobos, they had 11 of those shots on goal. No one scoring, so still at 2-1. No scoring in the second period. CSUN 0 for 2 on the power play. New Mexico still not a chance on the power play yet. So fairly even game, back and forth game, and like we were saying from Blake Anderson, their team's playing better. They're skating well, and they won it. So we'll see how the final 20 minutes shapes up. Teams will switch sides once more. So Matadors will go from left to right. New Mexico will go from right to left. And we'll see how this final 20 minutes of play shapes out. We saw the Matadors. I was actually talking with the general manager of the CSUN team, Sean Kushner, and he was saying how even in the previous years, this CSUN team has been so good with being dominant in the third period. They'd wear down their opponents in the first and second. In the third period, they'd absolutely come back and grind out the game and take it in the third. And that was the first time we've seen a 5-goal score, a 5-spot put up in the third period. The first time in a while, actually. So we'll see how the Matadors offense responds in the final period of play. We still have 20 minutes left to go here at the Isoplex, the unofficial coldest rink on Earth. I think it's gotten colder since we've started. But that's besides the point. UNM still leads by 10 in the shots department. There's no action going on in the rink. Next to us, the Ventura Vikings and the Fresno Monsters played earlier today. That game got a little chippy towards the end. I believe the final score of that was 8-2. They'll be back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Isoplex. That game, from what I've heard, is also going to be a very fun game to watch because of how chippy it got earlier today. And the end of the first period got a little chippy. Still no chippiness in the second. Got a little bit cleaner. So we'll see how they continue to play this one. Cameron Remdy not getting the start tonight. It's Max McKiernan, who is stopped 13 out of 14, and Christopher Abramian, who stopped 22 out of 24. So Matadors rolling out their top line to start this final period. So are the Lobos. They're going with Weaver, Murakami, and Ganshaw, Ensign, and Kalum on the blue line. Larson, Yusufpour, and Warwick centering. Holding the line will be Atancio and Cutler. Lobos win this draw. They're going to dump that one in. Cutler gets there, rims this one out. Back over to Yusufpour, who's going to dump this one in. Icing will be non-existent as it's waved off. Ensign chips this one back. Turnover, kick shot by Yusufpour. Doesn't happen. Hit goes through some traffic. Lobos try to bounce this one out. They do. They're on a break, not a breakaway, but in transition as Weaver tries to find Ganshaw on the centering pass. That one goes behind the nets of the Matadors. Warwick plays this one out. Loose out in front. Backhand, backdoor, no one there. Yusufpour able to chip this one out. Kalum puts the brakes on, able to cut this one down. Murakami coming down with speed, circling around, centering, trying to get that one out. Kalum from the high slot. That one goes behind. Weaver slap shot. That one hits off. And I believe that's Sherman now out on the line. But Weaver comes back. That one's loose out in front, centering around. No one there. Still into the corner. And the Lobos putting on the pressure here in the offensive zone. But here come the Matadors. They have numbers. I believe that Sherman is going to chip that one in. Trying to set a screen where the Matadors, I think that one's going to get lodged and lost in the netting somewhere. But it will be an offensive zone draw for the Matadors. So Sherman taking the draw for the Matadors. They get a new puck. That one lost, I believe, in the Zamboni corner. Draw one by the Lobos. They come down. They have speed. Here comes Gutierrez, going to feather this one in behind. Shibler also playing behind. Tarani saying, hey, watch out this guy over here. Thomas gets that one back to the point. Quick shot into the chest of Abramian, and he's going to cover that one up. Draw one by Huerta of the Lobos. Gets this one back over to Thomas. Quick shot. Smothered up. And windmill save by Abramian as he bobbles it and recovers it. It'll be another draw. Another offensive zone draw. For the Matadors. Sherman gets walked. Huerta tries to get that one out. Back over. That one's going to be fired. Hits off the roof, and it'll be another offensive zone draw. So a nice little face-off play there for the Lobos. I'm curious to see if they'll go back to it. So Gomez taking the draw against Huerta. Huerta's going to win this one back, loses it in the skate. Gomez going to try and get this one out. Thomas holds it at the line. That one's going to get stopped down by Gomez. Gets chopped down, and the Lobos going to clear this one in. Delayed offside. No one goes offside, though, as Martinez fires this one down to a streaking Matador. Going to hit off the boards, go in. No offsides. Thought that one hit the netting. No official calls it. Thomas going to bring this one down, entering the offensive zone cleanly, trying to circle back. Passes this one behind him. Latz and Huerta getting a little tied up by the official. Huerta comes away with it, though. Gets that one back up to the point. And the Matadors kind of chasing around. Latz going to get there. He's going to try and backhand this one through, but the Lobos still recover this one along the boards. Lobos come away with this one. Play this one back up to the point. Here comes Gutierrez. Gutierrez, quick shot, gonna hit a body and go wide. No shot on goal there. As Whittet comes through, Cook trying to play this one with the hand. Gets this one back over to Gutierrez, who settles the puck. Gets this one up to the point for Thomas. Thomas gets this one back down to Gutierrez, but the Matadors recover. Martinez gonna get this one out. No slashing call there. Thought Gutierrez had a slash on Martinez. He did not. Latz almost loses the puck there. Gets this one to the corner. And Laval chasing. Del Olmo gets there. Loose out in front for the Matadors. Patted away. Here come the Matadors now. Here comes Maradian. Maradian's going to chip this along the boards. Jeffrey plays this one back. Whittet going to get this one in. Cutler chasing back, and that's going to be an icing call. So the Matadors will get changes. It'll be an offensive zone draw for them. Lobos already have 4 shots on goal this period. Draw one by the Matadors. Recovered this one back to Atancio at the point. Chips this one down to the back end of the net, and the Matadors playing with some fire, playing with some intensity there. As that one gets lost, Lobos recover this one. They look to start a breakout of their own. Del Olmo brings this into the neutral zone. No call. And going to be paddled away by Abramian. Getting some instruction from Atancio about how to maybe keep the pace of play moving, and the Lobos want that offensive zone draw. They're very, very good on those draws. Win this one back. That one goes to the corner. Atancio gets this one, chips this one up. That one's going to be down. Yusufpour coming with speed, trying to poke check that one away. Does not. Back out to the half wall, down to Ganshaw. Ganshaw gets this one down to Weaver, back down to Murakami's going to try and backhand that one. Abramian going to play this one out. Loose goes down. Ganshaw still recovers it, makes a nice little move. Poke checked away by the Matadors. They come away with it. Here comes Warwick and Larson. Warwick and Larson only have 2 to beat. They come streaking down. Warwick circles back down around behind the net. Centering pass out in front. Yusufpour shoots, gonna hit off the body of, I'm losing his name, Vic Kickernan. Kiernan making a couple of crucial saves in the late game moments. Murakami's going to get this one down. Atancio gets there first. Little move to keep the puck in possession. That one's going to go out of the offensive zone. Lobos have to regroup. They'll get some changes. Cutler settling the puck back behind his own net. Back over to Atancio. Atancio going to chip this one through. No one there. Matador's going to get some changes as this one gets down to the half wall. They come in. Cutler gets there first. Gutierrez giving chase. He's going to get screened by Atancio, so the Matadors start a breakout of their own. Here comes Larson. Larson feathers this one in. McKiernan not able to that one. That one loose out in front. McKiernan smothering it up. Going to get loose behind the net. Lobos still recover. Gutierrez recovers this one along the half wall. Going to chip this one through as Dusterhoff is going to fire this one into the bench of the Lobos, but a grade A chance from the Matadors. As they almost pop one there. Sherman gonna lose this draw. Ensign long stretch pass over to Schibler. Gonna bounce off the boards. Dusteroff gonna get there. It's gonna be an icing. So 14-19 left in the game. We're in the final period of play. That draw going to be won back to Tirani. Tirani's going to take a quick shot. Tipped. Goes wide. Gontus giving chase and Sherman as well. 2 Matadors get caught in the back of the play. And now here come the Lobos. Gutierrez coming in. Cuts across at the point. Stretch, or not stretch pass, but gets at the width of the ice. Kalum looking right out in front. No one there. Sherman recovers as he chips this one down. Here comes Gontus with speed. Does he have it? No, he does not. That one's going to be gloved up by McKiernan, and Gontus with a little hit there, still behind the play. That puck still loose. Trying to tip this one in. Kalum still has this one. Back over to Gutierrez. Gutierrez coming down with speed, firing this one into the netting. And we'll have another stoppage of play. Draw one by the Matadors. Here comes Doan. Gonna get this one picked up by Ludlow. Coming down with speed. Shoots that one right into the chest of McKiernan. And that rush is gonna be stopped quickly, but another shot on goal for the Matadors. Potentially. It's not registered as one. Matadors lose that draw. Cook gets this one back over to his teammate. Back up. Loose puck out in front. Here comes Doan. Tries to chip this one through to another Matador, but does not get through. Lobos now have the numbers. It's a 3-on-2 rush the other way. Here comes Laval. They jump offside. That rush is also quickly stifled by the officials. This game's turning into a little bit of a track meet with how much back and forth is going on. So it'll be a neutral zone draw for the Matadors. Puck one back. Martinez going to chip this one through. Hits off the stick of Thomas, who's going to play this one down back into his own zone. Circling around, puts on the brakes again. Warwick kind of playing a little bit of a cat and mouse game as he finally jumps around back over to Cook. Cook's going to play this one off the boards back over to Del Olmo, and a nice play there. Here comes Wittick. That one's going to be saved and gloved down by Abramian, but the Matadors almost lose this one in. Here comes Warwick streaking down the side with speed, recovering that one. Larson, nice little toe drag, going to the backhand, back up to Warwick. Warwick trying to get this one through. Yusufpour playing along the boards as Wittick gets this one through. Atancio, the last man to beat, but Del Olmo's going to trip this one in. Lobo's going to get changes, going to get fresh legs as Nick Weaver gets this one up. Onside is Yusufpour. In between the feet, going to chip this one through to Sherman. Sherman centering loose out in front. That one actually scored! No goal! What a play there. Sherman almost gets a quick one, but does not fully cross the line. That could have completely changed the momentum of the game. I think that hit off McKiernan's skate and almost went in. Matadors going to lose this one, goes up into the neutral zone. Atancio going to play this one, chip it through. Back out to Gontus, who gets it today. Hayden Day going to fire this one in, not able to go. The Matadors come out. Nice play there by Jeffries. He's circling around. Going to lose the puck, though, behind the net. Chipped up. Hayden Day recovers this one, getting bumped along the boards by Jeffrey. Matador coming out to play this one, but sneaks loose for Ganshaw. Ganshaw brings this one back up to the point for Dana. Dana, that one's going to get tipped out in front, but going to go way high. Gontus is going to shoot this one through. Sherman and Dana giving chase. Icing warning is going to be waved off. Sherman getting there first as he's going to go down. No call there. Matadors coming away with that one. Still loose down. Ryan Doan not able to recover this one cleanly. This one gets out, still pinned along the offensive zone draw. Matadors centering pass gets intercepted by Ganshaw, and the Lobos have numbers. They have the speed as well. That one's going to get feathered in. Abramian's going to play this one back. Atancio's going to recover. Matador's going to try and catch them on a change, but they will not. Atancio streaking up the ice with speed, going to rim this one around for Doan. Doan's going to get there first, but get pinned along the boards. And Ward's going to recover this one for the Lobos. No call there, as it could have been a hooking against the Matadors. That could have been very, very bad. Here come the Lobos. Long stretch pass up the ice. Here comes Gutierrez. Gutierrez back down to Schibler. Schibler's going to get that one stoned away by Abramian. He loses his paddle using the stick of a goaltender. That one's going to go up into the netting and going to be stopped. And what a play by Dusterov, giving Abramian his stick. So the ruling on that is completely legal. It's when you throw the stick to the goaltender that is illegal. So you're not able to do that, but handing him the stick is completely legal. So a great heads-up play there by Jake Dusterov, knowing the rules on that, being able to give Abramian a stick while he can. Wins the draw. Ward does. That one's still loose out in front. Dusterov trying to get that one through. No call there. Gutierrez recovers this one in the corner. Going to be poked away by Matador. Doan almost recovers this one, but Tirani is going to play this one out. Hits off a board, takes a funky bounce, still in the defensive zone for the Matadors. Schibler going to get hit along the boards, but here comes Ward. Centering pass out in front, scores! It's a 3-1 game. Gutierrez nets his second of the night at 10:16 into the third. I don't think Abramian knew where that one was. He was unsure of it. I don't think he was able just to get over in time, and the puck just ended up in the back of the net. The Matadors need to make some offense happen. As this one gets through, Matadors still with their top line, but here come the Lobos. Here comes Del Olmo streaking down, going to get patted away by Abramian, as Del Olmo goes into the boards. Weird gets up. Yusupor chips this one out to Larson, gets intercepted by Laval, who's going to chip this one in as the Lobos regroup. Still offside. They didn't quite clear up. They didn't quite touch up on the offsides. Laval's still going to dump this one in, and now if you're the Lobos, you want to keep the pressure on, but you want to just kind of try and park the bus, keep your winning streak to a season high of 8, and jump ASU in the standings as Del Olmo brings this one through. Back out to Thomas. That one goes offside, so Lobos have to regroup. Matadors need a quick one. No icing. They'll touch up, though, and change. Larson forechecking, getting this one out to Laval. Sherman recovers this one. Quick shot, going to get blocked away by McKiernan. So this one going to fly through. Sherman recovers this. Tries to get this one back up to a Matador. That shot from Lance going to be patted away by the Pillows, and the Lobos with another breakout. Nice hip check there by Atancio, forcing an action play from the Lobos. And here comes Gontus firing down to the Zamboni corner with speed, playing against Jeffrey. Matadors recover this one behind their own net. Or sorry, the Lobos do. Ganshaw gonna get this one. The Lobos just gonna chip it in. Under 8 minutes left to go here in regulation. Matadors need a miracle. Gontu's gonna chip this one all the way up into the offensive zone. Dana gonna recover this one. Hayden Day gets a little chased as Dana puts on the brakes. Ganshaw still playing in his own zone. Pass over to Gontus. Gontus intercepts it. That one out in front. Doesn't know where it is. And that one's going to be a stoppage of play. No goal. And I think the Lobos dislodged their own net is what it looks like. So they're not able to get changes, but the Matadors are. And if they can score on this offensive zone draw, this might change the momentum of the game. Draw one by the Lobos. They're streaking up with speed. Ganshaw almost has a way through. There he does. Here comes Murakami back out to Ganshaw. Patted away. Slap shot by Dana. Loose out in front. Matador is able to recover this one. Tarani, though, loses it. Murakami has it in the corner. Back over to Weaver. Weaver going to chip this one back down to Murakami. He's trying to wrap this one around. Stoned by Abramian. And Dusteroff going at, I believe, Ganshaw. Kind of hit the goalie, and there's going to be a little extracurricular down behind the Matador net. So no penalties assessed after the play. 7:07 left to go in the third, and the Matadors really need a quick one here. It'll be a draw to the blocker side of Abramian. 7:07 left in the third. Matadors down by 2, down by 12 in the shots department, 20-32. Some confusion on the ice, but I think everyone's okay. Lobos win that draw back over to Ensign. Ensign's going to take a shot. Blocked by Larson. Yusufpour recovers it, going to chip it through. And Warwick going to play it down. That's going to hit off his stick. But Gutierrez going to get there. Into the offensive zone. No offside. Streaking down. That one going to be high and wide. Larson laying the body on Ensign as it's through the board, still chipped down right in front of us here. As Huard gets this over, back out, fires wide. No goal there. Larson gonna play this one down. Yusufpour coming down with speed against Colombe. Nice little stick lift. He goes down. No call on the penalty. No penalty there. That one's gonna be fired, and Schibler's gonna elect to dump it in as he's surrounded by a sea of Matadors. He's going to get there first. There's a penalty on the Matadors. That's going to be their first one of the night. 2 minutes for cross-checking. At 15:49 in the third. It'll be Ryan Latz who sits in the sin bin for 2, and the Lobo power play gets their first chance of the night. So a hard hit by Latz in the corner. That one will get called. As the Lobos win this one back. Ganshaw circling back at the high point. At the top of the circles over to Kaloum. Back over to Ganshaw. Ganshaw back over to Murakami. Murakami fires, patted away by Abramian. Widdett playing the boards as Gantus firing this one back down to Tarani. Tarani's going to keep this one back over to Sherman, who's going to clear this one down, and the Matadors get a clear. But Tarani giving chase. That one almost goes in. As Kaloum loses an edge, but Tarani getting a back check. Murakami firing down with speed. Looking for options as he peels back, gets this one back down to Ganshaw. Ganshaw trying to get that out in front. That hits a stick. And here come the Matadors. They have a numbers. Short-handed chance here. Here comes Gomez. Gomez tries to send that over to Tarani. No one there. Murakami is going to get there first, and the Matadors going to get changes as there's 1 minute left to go. Atancio steps in for Tarani as Weaver, the captain, fires down. That one gets poke checked away, and that one going to be fired down the width of the ice, or the length of the ice. Paddled away by McKiernan with 45 seconds left. Doan loses an edge. Here come the Lobos. Laval's going to rim this one around. Back over to Del Olmo. Del Olmo gets this one back up to Laval. Laval back over to Gutierrez at the point. Lobo power play, 25 seconds left to go. Trying to get a chance here at the circles. Back down behind the line. Tries to center that one out. Loose puck. And Thomas gets this one back up to Huard. Huard down to Thomas. Thomas fires that one through. Back over to Huard. Huard shoots. That one's going to hit a body out in front. Back over to Thomas. Thomas fires. Hits off Atancio. Another block shot for him. As they get this one through. Time expires on the man advantage. As Huard going to play this one back down. Shot going to be patted away. Blocked. I think it hit off of Matador. Thomas going to fire this one through. Gloved by Abramian. It'll be saved and covered up. So under 4 minutes left in the third. Matadors need a chance here. They've had six shots. That's a mouthful in this period as Jeffrey not able to clean this one, field this one cleanly. That's how late these games are. We're currently getting close to the midnight mark. Matador's gonna get this one chipped down back over to Yusupor. He's gonna fly this one up. And I think we are gonna have a hand pass call. That is exactly the call, so it'll be a offensive zone, no, neutral zone draw on the Lobos side. So folks, just want to remind you, this is the last game that the Matadors will play at home before the winter break. They will not play another game at the Isoplex until January 10th, where they face LMU on the 10th and the 23rd, and then rounding out their home season against USC on January 31st. And then the Division II WCHC playoffs. Tarani's going to fire this one through, chips this one back over to Larson. Larson's going to get this one down as Warwick tries to play this one through. Dana gets this one up for Weaver. It's a one-on-one chance. Back checking on the Matadors. Weaver's going to chip this one through. Tarani getting stick lifted by Ganshaw as they're down in the corner. That one's going to hit off the body of Tirani. Tauntsia's going to try and get this one through. Warwick fires this one all the way up, all the way through. No icing. Actually, it will be an icing. Thought that hit off a skate of a Lobo, but the Matadors firing the pucks in deep. They're getting desperate right now. Out of the neutral zone draw. So I think that was another icing that wasn't called correctly since it's another neutral zone draw. I think that did actually hit off the skate of a Lobo. But no, it will be an icing after some communication. So it will be a timeout for the Matadors. CSUN will take their one and only timeout. They need something quick here, down to their final 2.5 minutes. I'm curious when they're going to pull O'Brien. I'm saying somewhere within the next 6 to 7 seconds, maybe, if they win the draw back. So we'll see what happens. But you win the draw back, you get it up in deep, and O'Brien, you get their extra attacker. CSUN has had some pretty solid chances. The Yusufpour goal came off of the power play. Well, it wasn't a power play necessarily. The power play chances that were created allowed Yusufpour to get Greasy in the kitchen, in the slot, right in the crease, able to pot one in. Having the lead, but the Lobos are now doubling it. It's a 3-1 game with 2.5 left to go. So Hayden Day and Joshua Huard are going to take the draw. Huard going to win this draw, tries to center that one. Gutierrez not there. Cutler going to chip this one all the way up. Look at Abramian. He's going. Called it correctly, 7 seconds as this one flies down to extra attacker on for the Matadors. Empty net. Kevin Yusufpour comes on. That one going to be chipped down. Lobo's going to try and recover this one. That one's going to fly all the way down. Delayed icing, and it will be called as Cutler will get to the puck first. 2:12 left to go. CSUN empty net as Abramian was pulled. And we'll see what ends up happening here. Abramian gets pulled, so CSUN has a 6-on-5 chance. As Matadors win that draw, Yusufpour slap shot goes wide. Cutler able to defend this, keep this one in the zone. Gonna rim this one back around, no one there. Gontus gonna give chase, hits along the board of behind the net. Inside getting the worst of that hit as they keep it pinned along. Gonna cycle out the other way. Yusufpour still playing out. Sherman recovers the puck. Gonna play that one down. Lobo's gonna try and play this one out. Matador's able to keep this one in the zone. Back down. Yusufpour trying to lay a hit and try and kind of grind down this, get some offense wherever they can. Back up to Tirani. Tirani gets this one back up, back down, around to Hayden Day. Hayden Day over to Sherman. Sherman's shot gonna be loose, fired out. Sherman recovers that one, goes wide. Gontus recovers this one, back up to Tirani, but not gonna get there. That puck gonna be fired down, potted right away. An empty net goal for Joseph Gutierrez. Unassisted. That's definitely gonna seal the nail in the coffin. 18-43. Matadors, though, still searching for some sorts of life, but a good way you can build. You know you can skate with this UNM team. Abramian's going to hold this one, cover it up. Lobo's going to win this draw up, as that one's going to be chipped down. And under 1 minute left to go. Larson's going to fire this one in, just going to fling it in. McKiernan thought of playing it, elects not to. As this one gets flared down. Matadors get this one, but no, it will be the Lobos. Thomas comes away with this one along the half wall. Back over to the Lobos as they enter the zone cleanly. Warwick recovers this one. Larson trying to get this one up, but Del Olmo will recover this one. I think the Lobos kind of just going to try and hold it in their own zone. They actually start another rush. Del Olmo almost gets this one off, but here comes Doan. Doan's going to get this one back over, back down. And here comes Jeffrey. He's kind of skate in, going to get slashed. Del Olmo's going to recover this one as time expires, and that will do it. Lobos sweep the weekend series as they take this one 4-1. They improve to 11-4-0, 7-3-0 in their conference play. Matadors fall to 2-5-2 in conference play. 5-7-4 overall. So folks, don't go anywhere. We'll have the MSN postgame show when we come back here on the MSN YouTube channel. Welcome to Matadors postgame, brought to you by the Associated Students of CSUN, where the Matadors fall 4-1 in the final after 60 minutes of play. 4-1. Lobos scoring 2 in the first, 2 in the third. CSUN scoring 1 in the first by Kevin Yusufpour. Joseph Gutierrez scoring 2. Ward and Jeffrey scoring the other 2. Gutierrez also getting an assist. He scored the empty net goal, so he has 2 on the night. No special teams goal, but the goal by Kevin Yusufpour was definitely created by the special teams chance. New Mexico played a full, complete 60 minutes game. We go back to the keys to the game that we had earlier. New Mexico played a very solid 60-minute game. Back and forth, they played well, they played strong, and it definitely showed on the scoreboard tonight for CSUN. Had a couple of mishaps here and there, a couple of goals that kind of just snuck by. That's obviously not what you want if you are the Matadors, but you show that you can skate with this team. You only limit them to 3, 1 with the empty net. And so a tough loss after battling back down 3-0 in the third yesterday, losing in overtime. Matadors squeak a point out of this weekend, which I think if you're Blake Anderson, you're happy with it. You squeak a point out against a team that's a top 10 team in the Division 2. And I think if you're Anderson, I mean, you're happy with it, but you know it's not what you want. Obviously, you wanted to come away with a win, and it sucks when you know the guys can skate, they can play, but it just doesn't happen, right? So that's sometimes the tough part of hockey. So Lobos registering 34 shots on goal, 10 in the final third period. Matadors registering 7 in the final period for a total of 21. Getting a little rowdy in the locker room for the Lobos. Not sure if you can hear. They improved to a season-best 8-game win streak, so a tough loss for the Matadors here. But overall, very solid game. Game that kind of, in my opinion, that would have really switched the momentum if the Matadors scored. They had a 5-minute major earlier in the first. It was Thomas Polandra gets 5 in a game for holding the helmet of Jake Dusteroff, tearing it off. Gontus and Gutierrez get not match penalties. They get coincidental minors, so they get sent off for the rest of the period. And Dusterhoff gets his helmet ripped off in that little scrum that happened down. The only reason was that stoppage took too long. They knew it was 5 in a game. They just didn't really know like the ruling or why it was. They're checking with the scorekeeper, making sure that everything meshed, everything looked good, and they wanted to make sure that they got the call right. And ultimately, I think they did get the call right. You go back and look at the rule book. That is the rule to call that, and especially in ACHA and college hockey, where you are a little. You're a little more conservative on the hitting side. You don't want players getting injured because of hits and whatnot. Speaking of hitting, the one power play that was given up by the Matadors, Ryan Latz takes a cross-checking penalty in the third at 15:49 into the third. Takes a 2-minute cross-checking penalty down in the corner. Battling for a puck, cross-checking one of the Lobos players, going down, arm immediately went up for the referee. That's going to get called 99% of the time. But I think if you're CSUN, you played a very clean, good game. You only gave up 2 PIMs, penalties in minutes, and you have to be happy with the way this team played. They played well, they played strong, they played really, really hard, and I think that shows, and they're going to try and carry that over. CSUN will take on San Jose State University December 5th and 6th up in San Jose. Those games will not be here on the MSN YouTube channel. This will be the final time we see you at the Isoplex until January 10th, where the Matadors take on the LMU Lions. They've already lost 5-3 to them once this season, so they're looking to bounce back and try to make sure that they don't do that again. Let's take a look at today's 3 stars of the game. Third star is Max McKierden. Stopped 20 out of 21 shots today. Jeffrey for the Lobos, number 27, had the game-winning goal in the first period at 9:33, making it an 0-2 game at first. First star of the game, 2 goals, 1 assist for the Lobos. It's number 20, Joseph Gutierrez. Played a phenomenal game, outstanding, very, very well played, and I think that was a great game, but you have to obviously look, as if you're the Matadors, of the what could have been. You can't get too wrapped up, though, because obviously they didn't capitalize on the 5-minute major penalty. That, I think, would have definitely shifted the momentum, but coming into that second period, they looked a little flat. The third, they looked a little more raucous and a little more ready to play, but you can't bank on the final 20 minutes of hockey to help you every single time. You gotta play a full, complete 60-minute game. The Lobos did that very, very well. The Matadors, unfortunately, did not. They fall to the Lobos 4-1. So with that being said, from Jonas Tawny, Arabella Roman, Angel Gagu, and Nadia Gutierrez, we say so long. This will be the final time we see you in 2025 at the Isoplex. We want to remind you that all games airing on the Matador Sports Network may not be reused without the express written consent of the MSN. The Lobos defeat the Matadors 4-1. For Jonas Tawny, we say so long. We'll see you here at the Isoplex in 2026. Be sure to stay tuned. We have the brief coming out every month on the MSN YouTube channel, so if you want to stay up to date with all the scores, that's where you can check that out. We'll have other sports streaming as well coming up to date, but with the finals coming up, final season coming up, we will be taking a little bit of a hiatus, but we want to say thank you for everyone who's watching and made this a phenomenal 2025. That being said, so long, have a great night, stay safe.